Welcome back to the Britannia Coin Company. We're a coin dealer based in Royal Wootton Bassett in the UK. It's now the Jubilee Bank Holiday weekend where we celebrate the 70th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the first UK monarch to reach this amazing milestone. As with many royal events, the Royal Mint has issued a number of commemorative coins to celebrate the special occasion. I thought we'd take a look at some of those coins that they've issued. There are links down in the description to our product offering if you'd like to take a look at it yourself. Firstly, we have the Platinum Jubilee 50p. The design is by Andrew Ross and Deborah Osborne, who together comprise the design company Osborne Ross, and they are behind the 2021 John Logie Bird 50p as well. The design features a prominent 70 on the reverse of the coin, which hopefully isn't too confusing to people unaccustomed to our coinage, thinking that this would be a 70p coin. Within the zero you can see the royal cipher and the years of the Queen's reign below. This coin is a silver-proof version, of which there were 7,605 minted, with 5,000 for this presentation. The remaining ones have gone into other coin sets at their release. If we look at the obverse, we can see a design that is different from the usual one for newly minted coins. This was designed by John Bergdahl, a prolific coin designer in modern times, and it depicts the Queen on horseback surrounded by a garter belt, with the wording inscribed on which translates as "Shame on he who think evil of it." The design is reminiscent of the Coronation crown, released in 1953, which itself inspired the Silver Jubilee crown. This was an exciting coin in its own right, as it's the first 50p to commemorate a royal event. Usually these events are more accustomed to being on the crown or £5 coin historically. Now this coin has gone into circulation as well, which is very exciting to coin collectors, as nowadays it feels the majority of coin designs only come to be purchased by collectors and not to appear in our change. This coin is an example of one that I found in my change. Let me know in the comments if you found one in your change as well. If we rotate the coin though, it's a different obverse. The design that we are more accustomed to seeing is the fifth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Jodie Clark, which has seen use since 2015. If you missed our previous video about the many portraits of the Queen on coins, then do go and check that out too. Both variants of this coin were minted in base metal, brilliant uncirculated standard, silver, gold, and the new obverse design in platinum. I also have here a Royal Mint Strike Your Own. For those that don't know, the Royal Mint Experience has a tour of their headquarters in Llantrisant in Wales, and part of the tour you can strike your own coin, and the design on offer changes throughout the year. This one is the same as the circulating Platinum Jubilee 50p, except that it was struck to a higher quality than a general circulating coin. This one, however, was struck on the 6th of February 2022, the 70th anniversary of the date the Queen ascended to the throne. So she became Queen in the February, so why are we celebrating now? Much like with her birthday, for which there are celebrations held in June when she was actually born in the April of 1926, it's much safer to rely on June weather, and therefore celebrations get delayed a little bit. If we look at the obverse of this Strike Your Own, you can see again we have the alternative portrait by John Bergdahl. This particular coin could only be acquired first-hand by going to the Royal Mint tour on the day of the anniversary, so with limited tours and people to fit on a tour, it was a really sought after coin, with spaces in the tours initially selling out super quickly. It was not just the 50p though, there was also a £5 commemorative coin to look at. This is another silver-proof version of the coin, of which there were 6,905 minted, and 5,000 of them went into this presentation. It was again the work of John Bergdahl. The design is inspired by historic coins and shows the Queen's arms surrounded by a royal mantle, similar to the ones she wore for her coronation in 1953. Again, if we look to the obverse, you can see the alternative portrait of the Queen on horseback, making this coin one of the few that feature the obverse and reverse of the same designer. There are also versions of this coin with Jodie Clark's standard obverse, and both came out in standard base metal, brilliant uncirculated, silver, gold, and the alternative in platinum as well. With a now 70-year reign, there have been plenty of other coins commemorating her time as Queen, so let's take a look at some others. We start in 1953 with the Coronation crown. The reverse was designed by Cecil Thomas, who also designed a portrait for the Queen used by foreign countries that minted her likeness on their coins. It features 4 quarterings of the royal arms, with the 3 lions representing England, the rampant lion of Scotland, and the heart of Ireland. Between each of these are the national flowers of the countries that make up up the UK. We have the Thistle of Scotland, the Rose of England, the Shamrock of Ireland, and finally the Leek of Wales. The Welsh are left out of the royal arms because at the time of the Act of Union it was deemed that Wales was an integral part of the Kingdom of England and therefore not represented on the coat of arms, but at least their national flower makes an appearance. To the centre of the design you can see a crown as well. If we look to the obverse, this is the design that inspired John Bergdorf's creation for the 2022 Platinum Jubilee coins. It is the work of Gilbert Ledward. She is portrayed riding a horse, who as a side note is called Winston. She is dressed in uniform as Colonel-in-Chief of the Grenadier Guards, a uniform which is worn by the Queen in the ceremony of Trooping the Colours, which is an event that has celebrated the monarch's birthday for over 260 years. We roll on to the first significant Jubilee, the Silver Jubilee, which marks 25 years as sovereign. Here I have a silver-proof crown or 25 pence, commemorating the Silver Jubilee. The reverse was designed by Arnold Machin, who is notable for designing stamps as well as coins. Again we see the Queen in uniform on horseback, with the date of issue below 1977. Jubilees became an event to celebrate during the reign of King George III in 1809 when he celebrated 50 years on the throne. The obverse is also the work of Arnold Machin. We see the crown of St Edward at the top, which is the centrepiece of the crown jewels kept in the Tower of London. Below is a swan with outstretched wings standing on the ampulla of the coronation, a vessel used to contain oil used in the anointing of a new monarch. The oil actually comes out of the beak of the swan. Below that is the anointing spoon, again a part of the coronation ceremony. The design is surrounded by floral patterns and there were 37,000 silver proofs issued by the Royal Mint. We move on to 1993 where we see this coin to mark the 40th anniversary of the coronation. The designer was Robert Elderton, who also designed the VE Day £2 coin along with the birthday £5 coins for Prince Charles's 50th and 70th. The centre of the design is the St Edward crown again, and is surrounded by 40 trumpets, one for each year since the coronation. If we look to the obverse, we find the work of Raphael Maklouf, who had also designed the Queen's third portrait. On the design though, we see a young portrait of the Queen surrounded by mounted trumpeters with sceptres and swords separating them. There were 58,877 of these silver proofs created. In 2002, the Queen celebrated her Golden Jubilee, the first monarch to do so since Queen Victoria, and this coin was released. This is a Cupro nickel brilliant uncirculated coin. The reverse depicts the Queen looking over her shoulder, crowned and draped in a formal robe. This design was by Ian Rank Broadley, again a designer behind another of the Queen's portraits on coins. The obverse, again the work of Ian Rank Broadley, features the Queen again on horseback, this time out of her uniform. Around the coin the wording translates as Elizabeth II, by grace of God, defender of the faith, the love of the people is the Queen's protection. The latter part of that hadn't featured on coins since the coinage of Charles I. 1 year later, this coin was released to mark the 50th anniversary of the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, again a Cupro nickel brilliant uncirculated coin. The reverse was created by Tom Phillips, who also designed the dictionary and Benjamin Britten 50p's. To the centre of the design you can see the wording God Save the Queen, the UK's national anthem. The obverse, again by the same designer, has a unique portrait of the Queen. Making use of simple lines to draw her in profile, it is simple but beautiful. These coins were available from banks and post offices at face value, however were not intended to be used in circulation and purely commemorative for collectors. Next up in 2012, the Queen celebrated her Diamond Jubilee, 60 years on the throne and again an achievement only reached by Queen Victoria before her, with King George III reigning for 59 years, so not quite reaching the diamond finishing line. The reverse of this silver-proof £5 coin was created by Ian Rank Broadley, featuring a young portrait of the Queen, with the wording, "May God direct my steps to the right." The portrait is very reminiscent of work by Mary Gillick, who designed the first portrait of the Queen on coins back in 1953. For the obverse, Ian Rank Broadley portrays the Queen wearing Queen Mary's tiara and in garter robes. The comparison of the young Queen with a laureate crown to this mature and experienced head of state really makes the design stand out. There were 16,370 of these silver proofs minted. We aren't quite done with the Diamond Jubilee though, because I have this silver proof £10 coin, a 5-ounce silver proof. Again work of Ian Rank Broadley, and shows the Queen seated on a throne looking to the holder of the coin, with the wording around translated as "I reign beloved." 1952 to 2012. This is a really powerful image with beautiful detail of the throne and the Queen's clothes. The obverse is the same as the previous coin, other than the denomination is £10 on this one. There were only 1,933 of these coins minted. The penultimate coin we'll look at is another impressively large denomination coin. This stunningly detailed and beautiful coin marks the 60th anniversary of the coronation, coming out in 2013, a year after the Diamond Jubilee. This is a 5-ounce silver proof with a face value of again £10. The design is by Jonathan Oliphey, who also created both Olympic Aquatics and Gymnastics 50p's and the Olympic Rio handover £2 coin as well. The focal points of the design are the orb and sceptre and coronation robe within Westminster Abbey. You can almost feel the pull of distance along the Abbey as well. If we look to the obverse, we see a familiar design with Ian Rank Broadley's standard fourth portrait of the Queen. There were only 1,453 of these marvellous coins made, and is one of my favourite coins to feature in this video. We round off with a 10p, from a giant 5-ounce silver-proof coin to a lovely silver-proof 10p. Why this coin though? Well, it features the Jubilee carriage, the vehicle the monarch takes to the state opening of Parliament and also during the Jubilee celebrations, although this year the Queen won't be riding in it, but it will project images of the coronation on the windows as part of the Jubilee celebration. The design is credited to the Royal Mint team rather than an individual and makes up one of the 26 letters of the A to Z 10p series, which were minted in 2018 and 2019. This particular one is J for Jubilee. There were 3,669 of these silver proofs minted and make for a fantastic set. Well, there we have it, 70 years worth of Jubilee and Coronation anniversaries commemorated on coins. We've seen some fantastic coins throughout this video, so let me know in the comments which is your favourite. I hope you're having a fantastic bank holiday weekend and enjoying the festivities. Be sure as well to subscribe to our channel. It's free to do, it means you won't miss any of our future uploads. We're also on Facebook and Instagram where we post lots of pictures of our products. We're on Twitter and TikTok, we've got our shop and online store, and I'll see you next time for more amazing coins from the Britannia Coin Company.